What the heck is blockchain anyway? If you have been hearing about blockchain and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum and you are not quite sure what blockchain actually is, this video is for you. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly what blockchain is. You will know how it powers these cryptocurrencies, and we'll also touch on some of the ways that blockchain can be used to add trust and transparency to any digital system. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's start with a story. Once upon a time, there were no computers or smartphones or even paper money. When people wanted to trade goods, they would trade things like livestock or crops. They would trade these things directly with each other. But if one person wanted to trade with someone far away, they needed to find someone to vouch for them to make sure they had enough money to pay for the goods. Blockchain is a way of adding trust to a system without having a middleman. People would take their money to a third party and have that third party hold on to their money until the transaction was complete. This third party could be a friend or a family member or even a bank. The thing is, this is still not very efficient because now you need to find a third party, and if that third party runs away with your money, you're in big trouble. Let's dive into blockchain. A blockchain is basically just a bunch of computers that all agree on what data should be stored on those computers. In our example, the data is everyone's transactions. So if Alice pays Bob $10, that transaction is broadcast to the entire network. Every computer on the network has the same data, and every computer on the network has the same rules about what data should be added to the network. Everyone on the network agrees on the rules, and they all agree on the data that should be stored on the network. Now, the really cool thing about blockchain is that once something is stored on the network, it cannot be removed. Once Alice pays Bob $10 and that transaction is broadcasted to the entire network and added to everyone's copy of the data, it can never be removed. Now, that doesn't mean that fraudulent transactions can't happen, but it does mean that everyone is working with the same data at the same time, and no one can cheat or no one can steal from each other because all of the data is transparent and public. A blockchain is made up of blocks, and the blocks are linked together in a chain. Each block contains a timestamp, a cryptographic hash of the previous block, and a list of transactions. The reason why we use cryptography and hashing is to make sure that the data is not only available to everyone, but it's also tamper-evident. Tamper-evident means that if you try to change the data, it will be very easy to figure out that the data has been changed. There are many different types of blockchains. Some popular examples include Bitcoin and Ethereum. There are also permissioned blockchains, which means that not everyone can add data to the blockchain. Only people who are granted permission can add data to the blockchain. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into cryptocurrencies and how they work. So stay tuned if you want to see that video. So what is the purpose of blockchain? The purpose of blockchain is to provide a way for people to share data in a trustworthy way. With blockchain, there is no need for a middleman because the blockchain itself provides the trust. Alright, so let's do a quick recap. Blockchain is a way for people to share data in a trustworthy way. Blockchain is made up of blocks, and each block contains a timestamp, a cryptographic hash of the previous block, and a list of transactions. So now you know what blockchain is and how it works. In the next video, we're gonna dive deeper into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So stay tuned if you want to see that video. As always, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. So what do you think about blockchain? Let me know in the comments below. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.